I'm Darren from Race Guitars. So today I'm going to take you through my main pedal board that I use on my bass. So pedal chain, we've got a tuner, a synth pedal, compressor. I've got an overdrive. I've got a fuzz, and I've got the holy grail. Ooh, yeah. With the YYZ shapeshifter, Geddy Lee signature Sansamp. A new noise gate, a phaser, a flanger, and a chorus.
Okay, and as your son, I'm going to be interviewing you as you go through these pedals, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Yes.
Right, good. Okay. So first one, very cheap, basic tuner. Does what it says on the tin, on the tuner tin.
On the tuner, the tin of tuner. Yeah.
The tin of tuner. It just works. It's spot on, and I use the same one as Aidan, and then we know we're always in tune. I use this board in a band, and it just works great. The next one I've had for a while, and I'm still coming to terms with it. So it makes fantastic synth noises, but I'm still trying to find a use of it, to be honest. And it's one of those ones where you could just play with it all day long, and you disappear down the rabbit hole. Yeah. And I've yet to actually find a practical use for it, but it's staying on my board because I'm determined. Yeah, to find a way of using it. I find I have a bit of trouble with it tracking the notes if you play too quickly, so I've put it right at the front of the pedal chain. And as I said, I'm still coming to terms with it.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Right, this one is my one of my always on pedals. It's a bass squeezer. Again, it's very cheap compressor. I think it was the first bass specific pedal I bought years ago, and it just works. But I think out of all the pedals I've got, my next upgrade will be a better compressor, because I've just started using it more and more, and it's got things built in like an overdrive that I've never used, and it's turned off. So I think I just need a better quality compressor. But it works great. I'd recommend it if you're just after a cheap one. It's absolutely bulletproof.
Definitely, and you can get a lot of sounds out of a fancy compressor. So it would be interesting to see you upgrade that actually.
So that is probably next on my list. Yeah, it's an upgrade to that. Right, next one. I'm quite a big fan of VHX pedals. The bass soul food. Now I got this. In fact, I was bought this as a present by Aidan. Yeah. And it gives me a very light overdrive. So quite often with bass, you don't want it too overdriven, and it's just quite a light tube amp sound. Yeah. One of my almost always on pedals. Yeah. I love this thing, and I just have it dialed quite a long way back. Just leave it on.
Yeah, it's nice to have that in between, sort of, because you can go clean obviously, and you can have really crazy heavy, but it's nice to have just that little bit of drive, which and it's obviously the bass equivalent of the soul food which you can get for the guitar, which is one of my favourite pedals. So it's a really nice thing.
Yeah. Brilliant. Next one, a classic, the Big Muff, but the bass version. Yeah. It's just a brilliant fuzz, and I'll stack this. I usually leave the soul food on, and then when I need to hit the fuzz, I'll put this on as well, and it's just amazing. It's that proper 70s.
Yeah.
You know, that's your Black Sabbath type thing.
Cliff Burton. Or...
Yeah, it also works really well and Give It Away, Chili Peppers. So
use that.
That's a brilliant pedal. So it's not on all the time, but you just, when you need that, you just hit that.
Do that again, I missed that. There you go. Yeah.
It's really good. Really good. Well, this is my fanciest pedal. It needs to come with and a halo. So it is the Geddy Lee signature pedal from Sansamp, and if you want to sound like Geddy Lee, and you've got a jazz bass, you just get that. Yeah, that's all you need. It's amazing, and it's just brilliant. I've got a jazz bass, but I've also got a Rickenbacker, and I tend to find with the Ricky, it's a bit too much. It's too harsh. Yeah, but I think Geddy originally got into this because he was trying to make his jazz bass sound like his Ricky. Yeah. And it's perfect, but I don't stack this one with the bass soul food. So the only time I'll ever turn the soul food off is if I'm going to use that. Yeah. And it's got everything you need. It's just brilliant. I love it. It's my favourite pedal, and it was also a present.
Yeah, it's so good, and Something that's really cool that I've found is that it's got so much EQing like capability on it. It's almost like it's turning your bass into a guitar sometimes, which is really good for sort of soloing. You know, like the intro to Red Barchetta sounds really, really good when you play that on it. So that's really good. Yeah,
I love that. Next one, really, really cheap noise gate. I haven't needed to upgrade it because it just works. Just takes all the hiss and noise out.
yeah.
You have to crank it to about 2 o'clock if you've got a lot, things like the big muff on.
Yeah.
But it's on nearly all the time.
Yeah, and it looks cool actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
dinosaur.
Zombie skin. I don't know why. Right, the next 3 pedals are all guitar pedals.
Yeah.
But they just work. So I've got a MXR Phase 90, obviously that I use for phase, and that's stacked with the Soul Food. I use when I'm playing Foo Fighters. So it sounds really good for Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Also works really well if you're doing quite a lot of the old Pink Floyd stuff, Dark
Yeah.
Side of the Moon. So those 2 pedals together just kind of give you that Roger Waters sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't use it for a lot more than that because I've found that I start to favour the flanger for a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
So again, classic flanger pedal. It's a guitar pedal. And I don't know, I use this. I've been using this on U2, the Cult, She Sells Sanctuary.
Yeah, perfect for that.
Stuff like that. Just if it depends how hard a sort of flangey you want it to be.
Yeah.
If you want it really, really kind of whoosh flangey, then it works brilliant stacked with the Geddy Lee Sansamp.
Yeah.
And if you want it a bit more subtle, turn that off and with the Soul Food.
Yeah. I think, going back to the Sansamp, that's what I was talking about, that it kind of EQs for a guitar. I think that's why the flanger works so well on your bass, because I don't know what it's doing, but like the mid-range maybe is just really pronouncing the flanger, and it literally sounds like there's a jet airplane flying past you.
It does, it's all swirly.
Yeah.
It goes round and round. It's really good.
Really good.
Last one I've got on the board is another classic, the Super Chorus.
Yeah.
And that's it works great again with stacked with the Soul Food. Anything 80s, it just works with that chorus. It's just brilliant. And actually, I think with the Ricky, I think maybe because it's a bit more trebly, the chorus really comes through. So I use that quite a lot because we play quite a bit of 80s,
we do,
and 90s music. So I think out of my entire board, the ones I have on nearly all the time is the compressor, the light overdrive, bass Soul Food. I've got a noise gate, and then quite often the Super Chorus.
Which is also a nice alternative if you're not in the mood for the really aggressive flanger. Just get a bit more subtle with the chorus. I think that works really well.
Yeah. So that's my board. I've got more pedals, but this is kind of what I've honed it down to, and it works in when I'm playing with Aidan and all the stuff that we do. But also I'm in a band. There's a lot of 80s and 90s covers, and it's just a good, solid, reliable setup.
Yeah, that's really good. Well
right,
done.
So we'll do more in-depth pedal reviews. We'll go into more detail in other videos. And thanks for watching.
Yay.